This is real for me. I need this. This is a therapy for me.
Before we dive in, a quick but important note. We are not licensed mental health professionals or medical experts. The conversations that we have on this podcast are based on our personal experiences, thoughts, and opinions. Nothing shared here is intended to be taken as medical advice, a diagnosis, or a substitute for professional help. If you are struggling or need support, please reach out to a qualified mental health provider or medical professional. So I've known you for a little while. I know, was that last set that we were on the first time that you guys met?
I think so.
Yes. Yeah.
We've seen each other in passing a bunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it was the first time we talked and worked together.
Yep.
Even though I was just behind the scenes, it was really cool to watch.
Yeah. That was actually really fun. That was a fun one
Yeah.
for sure. I know, so I had you on before and on a different one, and I was horrible file management.
He screwed it.
Oh my
I
God.
screwed it so hard. This was a one-man show for my previous podcast, and with that meant that I was still learning. I was in a learning curve, and I had you on, and I dropped the ball on that one, and it's been 2 years in the making of trying to reschedule. But you know what? Better late than never.
Yeah.
I'm with him.
Yeah, but honestly, I think I'm kind of with that thing of everything happens for a reason, and I'm kind of glad this is the one that finally gets to be out. This is the higher quality one. This is where we really kind of get to have multiple perspectives on stuff. You've been in this new kind of career path for a little bit longer than before, because I think before you had just started going viral. I don't think you had as much experience in the virality as you do today with the opportunities that you've been able to have and just what it's done to your career. So I'm happy that we get to be here today to kind of see what has progressed over the last couple of years since doing that. But I kind of want to get a little bit of the story from an earlier time, from well before all that, because you don't seem like someone that intended to go viral or intended to be an internet celebrity or anything like that. If I have that kind of correct?
Oh, you're absolutely right.
That's awesome, though. How was that experience?
It was hard. So, to be honest, everything just happened. It was never my...
Sorry, you're good.
Okay. It was never my intention to be in the spotlight. I've just always been a creative person. Being creative always came natural to me. But as a little girl, I've always been into writing, singing. That's just how I express myself. That was my scapegoat, to be doing something outside of talking to people or acting or any of those things, but that was personal. But for me, it was I wanted to be a psychologist. I wanted to be in the healthcare industry, just helping people. It was not my intent to be in the entertainment industry. Obviously, I joined the military. I did that for a while, and that was to escape New York. That's where I'm from. New York.
Mm-hmm. What part of New York?
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So New York.
Yeah, New York.
Okay.
Yeah, because New York is not the best place to be at growing up. I've witnessed a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've seen more than what people would anticipate to see.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I had this neighbor, and he was shot.
Oh, wow.
And I was sleeping, and the bullet went through to my bedroom. I could have been shot that day.
Oh my gosh.
And I wasn't shot, thankfully. But I came so close to death so many times, but here I am being this huge inspiration to people that I've never intended to be. So
what brought you from Brooklyn to Arizona then?
the military.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What part of the military were you in?
Air Force.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if it was Air Force.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you loved it here and stayed? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
built a house here, and Arizona became home.
Okay.
How long did you serve in the Air Force for?
I did 4 years. My husband actually was the one that retired here out of Luke Air Force Base. I was a civilian working on Luke Air Force Base as a GS employee. And then in 2020, whenever COVID hit, I also separated from the civilian sector. And that's a long story. I had sexual harassment going on. And
In the military?
yeah. And that's when I was like, I couldn't do this anymore. I had age discrimination because I was in this position where I had people below me and they weren't respecting me because of how young I looked, and I was telling them what to do. And I was like, I just need to be somewhere where I'm going to be accepted for no matter what I look like, what I do. And
Yeah.
hence, this is where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually heard about that whole age discrimination thing happening a lot in the military. I had another friend who, also female, but she climbed the ranks very quickly, but in situations that she was surrounded by a bunch of like other men and stuff, even other women. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you're another woman, you're on my side type of thing. It was like, you're my competition now. And so she had to deal a lot with that, which I was supposed to. I tried joining the military right out of high school. It wasn't at all like a thought until like my best friend at the time was like, hey, I'm trying to join the Navy. Like, have you ever thought about it? And I was like, not really. I mean, I'll go to support you. Like, I'll go to the recruiting office to support you to see how it all goes. But then I have asthma and stuff, so I couldn't get cleared. And he ended up going, and I saw even just like what boot camp did to him for something like that. So, I mean, the military already, that's a crazy thing to get into, but especially as a female, I can't even imagine the kind of stuff that you go through in that. I mean,
And you can't really do anything about it either, I feel like, you know.
No, so I did. I actually went to the Equal Opportunity Office. I filed complaints. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I actually took it to legal, and there was a whole court case open, and
Wow.
it took like 2-3 years. But there is nothing that protects the younger generation. They
Yeah.
only have something to protect those that are 40 and higher.
Whoa.
Really?
Yes. So there was nothing that they can do, like, for age discrimination for the younger folks.
Whoa.
So it's really stupid.
Yeah. I never even thought about that.
what kind of age discrimination stuff were you facing? Was it just like, you shouldn't be at this rank, you're too young, or like, I'm
Probably
older than you,
disrespect.
so like, I don't care what your rank is. I'm
It's
not
just
gonna...
so many things. Like, they were like, oh, she was hired because she slept with the boss. Oh,
Oh.
she got
Ugh.
hired because of her ass. Oh, she doesn't have the qualification. She doesn't have this or this and this. But they don't know my background. They didn't know what degrees I had. They didn't know anything about
Right.
me. They were just automatically assuming what I was and what I wasn't doing. But
Right.
That happens in the film industry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens like everywhere, I bet. You
of
know.
course, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
worse.
Oh,
in
it's
the,
way worse.
It's something, especially like the military. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, the respect level needs to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
Well, and like, especially it being traditionally just like in the traditional terms of the military, it's not somewhere you envisioned women to go originally. It was
Yeah.
somewhere men went to go to fight for their country type of stuff. It was like, there was no really mixing men and women in the same barracks type of thing. I don't even know how all that goes right now, but it was very much like, the only time you find love there is by going overseas or something, or I mean, I've seen relationships blossom from the military, which is beautiful, but it's just, that's a whole world that I know nothing about, but hearing about it is just like, wow, that's a whole nother world that I can't even imagine. So you grew up on the more creative side. You grew up a lot more in the entertainment, wanting to kind of be in that. Was your family, like, how were they towards those dreams? Were they like, yeah, you're gonna do this, or were they like, be realistic? Like,
So my parents, my family, everyone was not supportive of it. They wanted me to have a foundation, because with the entertainment industry, nothing is promised, you know, like how many actors and stuff struggle on a daily basis.
Right.
So I'm happy that I actually set a foundation, especially because I have a family, I have kids that I have to support financially. So the path that I took, I think, is great, because even if I wasn't successful in this industry, I still have an income to support my family. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So that advice was great.
Yeah.
I don't regret the path that I chose.
Yeah.
okay.
So, no, they weren't supportive. I've had my family put me down so many times, you know, but look where I'm at.
Yeah.
Do they support you now that they've seen the change?
Oh, now, of course. You know, they want to call me all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph. But
Yeah, it doesn't change the past. Yeah, I feel that.
Where did the military come in then? Because that's a very different career than like creative. Like you don't really see. I know there's some people that are going from like the military creative, like country artists and stuff, and people like that. But I'm kind of curious of where that integration from just like growing up in Brooklyn, wanting to be the singer, wanting to just be in entertainment, and then Air Force. Like where did that switch come from?
so for me, it was, I've always been a tough girl. I was the tomboy. I was never a girly girl. I hated dolls. I hated all those things. I was one of the boys. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to do martial arts. That was just me. So I didn't even wear makeup. I've always had my hair in a ponytail. I wore the baggy clothes. Like, I'm the complete opposite person of who you see today. So one day, when I actually became a girl, we'll say that, when I became a girl, of course, I started attracting guys' attention, you know, and that became a problem. I started obviously getting stalkers and sexual harassment, and all these things came, and I actually had this stalker that attacked me.
Really?
Yeah, on my way to school. It was my junior year of high school. I had the same route every single morning. I was walking to school. I took the train that morning, and I got off. Same routine, went to this corner store, got a bagel and a tea. It was cold, and I had my headphones in with the iPod, listening to music, walking down, and something told me something was there. I was trying to ignore it because, you know, it's like, okay, that's just me being paranoid. And then he grabbed me from behind.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He grabbed me from behind, and he dragged me into, like, this bush that was there. And where I went to school was, like, one of these luxury neighborhoods. Dragged me into this bush, and he was already, like, pants
my God.
drop,
No.
penis out,
Oh, no.
and all. Like, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna either die, I'm gonna be raped, I'm gonna, like, one of these things is about to happen.
Yeah.
And my ears were red. I felt my blood boiling. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So my instinct was to hit him. I literally kneed him right in the balls, and I started running.
Yes.
I started running, and I called my mom, and I'm like in tears on the phone, and I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna die.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I'm running to the school now, and of course I get to the school, and the cops show up. Yeah, I'm in high school, guys. Cops show up. They escort me out in an ambulance in front of the whole school.
no.
So it's like adding on to like
Yeah,
the...
they were just adding on to the trauma.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did you know this guy?
No.
You had no idea who he was?
No idea who he was.
Was it like an older guy or was it someone your age?
He looked younger.
Okay.
It was a white guy. I just don't know.
Did they catch him, or you just didn't know what he looked like?
No. So when they took me to the hospital, they like did an assessment. I did have a handprint on me from when he grabbed me. Obviously, then I had to go to the police station. They started showing me photos and all these things, and then a week later, they took me to do a drive to see if we can see him in the night. Never saw the guy. I couldn't even really remember what he looked like besides the hoodie that he was wearing and his eye color. Like, that's how in shock I was. But after that, I was like, I'm joining the military. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Right.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm out, guys.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of, it was like, you just got to get out of New York.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I started going to the recruiter's office. And the routine was walk that same road straight up the block after school. And then one day, after the recruiter's office, I get on the bus. the same guy got on the bus
No.
with me.
Oh no.
It was like a month later, same guy got on the bus with me, holding a newspaper over his face. And a part of me was like, this is the guy, but it's not the guy, because I couldn't remember what he looked like. But a part of me was like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, he's not going to get on the bus with me. Like, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, I had a 45-minute bus ride.
So you just had to sit there looking at this guy this whole time.
He stood on the bus with me the entire time. The entire time. I got off that bus when it was my turn to get off the bus. And when I got off the bus, I'm walking down the block to my apartment building. And I'm opening the door, because it's like a double door entrance. And I see his reflection through the glass.
Oh my God.
Through the glass. And
So he followed you home.
he followed me into the building.
No.
Yeah. He followed me into the building. And of course, he comes in and he drops his pants again. He dropped it again, okay?
Holy crap.
And I was like, no,
Yeah.
this can't be.
Are your parents home?
No, I was home alone.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was home alone. Like, literally, home alone. So when he did that, I was like, okay, Stephanie, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? So as he was literally like, whoop, I literally like ducked under him and ran out the building.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it was like one of those second times that I got really lucky and escaped him.
Wow.
So did your parents know that he followed you home?
Did you call the cops again? Or no?
I did call the cops again. My stepfather actually blamed me for the stalker
Why?
because
That's such a male thing to do.
it is a male thing to
Okay.
do.
Older, like that generational male thing.
No, that's not true.
I would never do something like that.
I've had people blame, like our age, blame me for stalking them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a guy thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're
It's
like,
what
oh.
did you do to him then? It's like, I didn't do anything.
I think that's a very like depends on the guy. Like for
Yeah,
me,
it does, but-
I would never blame the woman for something like that. Like, no.
Yeah.
I know guys who would. Don't get me wrong, but like all guys. No,
Not all guys. I just said it's a
Yeah.
male thing to do.
not all males.
I didn't say all male.
Okay,
It's
so
more common than not.
so your stepdad put the blame on you. Was there like any cameras that caught any of this stuff? Because he walked into your apartment building.
Wow.
So he knew-
Cameras were not working.
Yeah, of course
they
not.
weren't.
Of course not. You know, it's New York. Why would they work?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have left too. I would have gotten the
I was
frick out of there.
done. I
Yeah.
was done with
So
New York.
why the military though? Why not just be like I'm just packing my stuff and go? Like what?
Where was I gonna go?
It's a support system.
True.
Like,
Yeah,
and a
where was
job.
I gonna go? Like, I needed support. Like, I needed
Yeah.
to know that I was gonna have a roof over my head. I needed to know I was gonna be financially stable. I needed to know that I can get an education. I
True.
needed to make sure that I was gonna be set for the future.
So
Yeah.
you were 18 when you joined the military, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. So right out of high school, you go to the military, and then you start experiencing a lot of the same kind of stuff. In a way?
So in the military, before I even joined the military, I already had this traumatic experience
Mhm.
with the stalker. While I was joining the military, I had my recruiter, of course. My recruiter was actually really helpful to me at the time because to join the military, I actually had to get a waiver because of my heart.
Okay.
I didn't
Oh.
know that my heart at the time was having problems. So I had to get a waiver. They had to make sure I didn't have a heart attack and all those kind of things for them to be like, okay, you're physically fit
Right.
to endure basic training. So I did all that, and of course I had a lot of medical appointments in order to do that, and my recruiter was the one responsible to take me to those things. So we built a really close relationship. We became friends, and he started taking me to those places. And my husband, of course, joined the military with me. We actually joined together.
Cool.
Oh.
So you knew him already?
So you knew
me
him
and my
before?
husband already known each other.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
met him through my grandma.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah.
How did that? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
As like a little side path of like
Yeah.
how that happened.
So I wasn't into my husband.
As most I hear.
Yeah, I was.
Most
I was
situations.
actually dating somebody else. But my grandma wasn't fond of him because he had like a little bit of an aggression problem. Not with me, but like when he was upset, he would hit things and those kind of stuff. So my grandma knew my husband first. And we went to this, I don't know, it was like this Spanish restaurant that turned into a club at night.
Okay.
And of course I was underage. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was there. And we partied.
Okay.
And everybody there did not talk English, so it was a Spanish place. And that's how I ended up meeting my husband. She introduced us there.
Okay, so she kind of played Hitch over here.
Yeah, and she had us dance together, that kind of stuff.
Cute.
And we started talking. She gave him my phone number.
Oh.
I did not do that.
Yeah.
I was not into him. I danced with him. Yeah, fine. I was dating somebody. I was like, no.
Oh, man.
Anyways, he called me one night, and he's still talking Spanish to me on the phone. And I'm like, I'm going to stop you right now because if you're looking for a green card, I'm not giving it to you. I had to put him in his place real quick because I was like, I'm not that girl because in New York, they're all looking for green cards.
Yeah, that's so funny.
You ain't getting that green card.
And right there in that moment, he should have known what he was getting himself into.
Right.
He never learned his lesson.
Well, I mean,
That's
you guys
so
got
funny.
married, so he got that green card.
Yeah,
He started talking English so fast.
Yeah.
Going from that to, hello, how are you
Yep.
today? How is your credit score?
Yeah.
Have you seen, there's that funny, it's a side topic, but I watched a funny meme to where it's like the military guys and they're like impersonating other ethnicities, and there's like this Asian guy that's like, I'm American, he's like, hello, can I get a quesadilla? How is your credit score? I will pay with my credit card. And I'm like, I mean, true, but damn.
Yeah. That's wild.
But, okay.
Okay, so you guys joined together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you know that, or he was just there when you
Like, was that
got
a mutual
there?
decision?
So my husband had no life goals.
Well, no wonder you didn't like him that much. Okay.
He had absolutely no life goals. He joined because he didn't want to lose me because I was like, bro, I'm out.
Oh my god,
Like-
that's so cute.
I
to
was like,
be-
I'm out. I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I'm gone.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm joining too.
Wow.
And so he was like, okay, we're going to do this together. He actually left before I did because I was younger. So he left. We swore in together. It was cute. We actually did it on where the World Trade Center fell
Oh, wow.
on national TV.
Wow.
So
What year was this?
2007.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like right after that event.
No,
happened.
no,
Okay.
not right after, but everything was in Rebel. We actually did it on the same ground and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
That's,
What
that's
an honor. That's
Yeah, that's
So,
insane.
Yeah, it was great. We did that together, and then he left. He actually left on September 11th.
Really?
Wow.
Dang. What were your thoughts and feelings at that point when he just left? Like, did you kind of feel abandoned in a way, or was it like, I'm gonna come meet you?
Yeah, I knew I was leaving right
Yeah.
after. So it was nice. I left a couple of months right after him. My parents didn't want me to get married, so I actually got married behind their back.
Really? Like an elopement type of deal?
Hmm
Okay.
I got married over the phone.
Over the phone? I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, in the military, anything is possible.
Okay.
So I got married over the phone.
So you guys were in the military and got married in the military?
I wasn't in the military. He was in the
Oh,
military.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got married over the phone. I just told my mom, "Hey, Ma, can you lend me $20 today?" So I shipped over my paperwork to my husband,
Okay.
my boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
So we can get married. And he actually stood at the church next to some guy where he exchanged vows to while I was on the phone.
Yeah.
Nice.
So technically he got married to a man, not to me.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So how long were you guys together then before you got married?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty good time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So you guys were in the military, you guys got married, and then stuff started going down. How was he reacting with all this? Because I imagine, like, as a man, like, if I try to put myself in his shoes, obviously I can't fully do that, but if I try to, like, envision myself in his shoes, I have a wife who's also in the military. I hear about all this stuff happening. I'm assuming that you're telling him about what's going on. You're not keeping anything to yourself, but you're being very transparent. This is happening. This is happening. As a man, I would feel powerless. As a man, I would feel like there's nothing I can do. I would feel like all this stuff building in, like, this stuff is happening to my wife. There's not a goddamn thing I can do about it, and it would eat at me. So I'm kind of curious of how all that stuff went down for you guys.
So for me and my husband, I say we did a lot of growing together and a lot of growing up together.
Yeah.
I would have to say. I was a baby when we've been together. I didn't exactly come from, I don't know, what a relationship should look like, kind of home.
Yeah.
And I don't think he did either. So I can't say he was exactly supportive. If I can say our relationship was turmoil, I would say half of the time I wanted to kill him.
Really? Okay.
And I would probably say he wanted to kill me too.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the whole Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. Like, us being married today is crazy.
A miracle almost.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I half of the time I'm like, how are we married?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but
So he didn't really have, like, that huge protector instinct of, like, we're gonna.
No.
It was
No.
more of like, I'm sorry, this is happening type of thing.
And no, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff I went through alone. And then we lived overseas, and I battled a lot overseas alone. I did everything alone, without my family, without friends, without anybody. I was literally alone. And so I went through PTSD, anxiety, depression, suicide, everything alone. Like, I literally went downhill alone. And now today I have this huge fan base, and people ask me all these questions like, how are you doing, Stephanie? And half of the time I tune everything out, because all that is just noise, because I know the background noise would bring me back down.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just have to focus and set goals and do things that I know will keep my mind clear, because if I don't keep it clear, I'm just gonna hit rock bottom.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get out of the military 4 years later. What was the transition like to, because obviously you went from wanting to be in the entertainment industry, wanting to be a singer and stuff, then military. I'm sure things kind of changed. Maybe you had some other career paths in mind or something more related to that, but then it sounds like 4 years later, as soon as you could get out, you got the hell out. And then you're in Arizona. Did your husband get out with you, or did he stay in for a little bit?
no, he stood in. He actually retired. I don't even remember. It's been a while, but he retired.
Okay, so he stayed in a little while. So you guys are. Did you guys start having kids in the military, or were you guys out of the military, or were you out of the military?
So I was actually 19 when I had my first son.
Really? Oh wow. Okay. I'm guessing that kind of had, because you were in the military then with a kid.
Yeah. So my son today is 16, about to be 17 in December.
How is that? I can't even, like, having a kid in the military. How does that even, like, how does that go down? Like, I've seen.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and the most interesting factor is a lot of people think he's my brother.
Really?
Yeah, because I look a
Yeah,
lot
you look
younger
so
though.
young.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they was like, "Oh, that's your brother." No, that's my kid, guys.
I guess
Like,
that's a good compliment. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Because when you think of, like, military and affiliation with kids, it's usually like the husband is in the military and the wife is, like, staying at home with the kids, but you're in the military as well. So there's no stay-at-home military wife thing. Like, you're active military with a kid. Did the military, like, help support the kid in, like,
Yeah.
your situation?
So they have a child development center on base, which
Okay.
is like a daycare, and you send them there.
Gotcha.
That's amazing.
I didn't know that. That's actually really cool to know that they have something like that.
Yeah, so military bases are actually like little communities. They have our shopping center, gas stations, churches. Everything is on base.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you and your husband were both living on base together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you guys at similar ranks, or was?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to process all this because this is like, wow, like military, kids and all that. Okay, so you get out 4 years later. Where did social media start coming in for you then after you got out? Were you just like posting randomly, or was it like you were trying to do something, or what was your trajectory after you got out of the military?
So after the military, in London, I actually had a recording contract. I was actually doing music.
Really?
Yeah, and I started writing songs, and I had a music contract out in this recording studio, and I started writing songs about my personal life, mental health, that kind of stuff. And I started building a fan page on Facebook, because Facebook was it back then, not Instagram. Yeah. Right. And it did really well, it did really good, and I actually had the blue check mark on Facebook and all,
Before it was cool?
Yeah, before it was cool and it was known and all that.
Wow.
And then that page got stolen and got hacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it got stolen.
So, in what market? So you were like big in the like England market then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you signed a contract with them. And so did you have like this huge career trajectory at that point of then, like you're going to be a famous singer and kind of...
Oh, that plummeted real quick because I discovered I had stage fright.
That is hard.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
I couldn't do it. I had like the whole anxiety, PTSD thing, going up on stage, that hit me real quick.
Really?
I lost my voice and all. Like I couldn't even remember the own lyrics to my own songs.
No.
That's the difference between social media is because you can just like record yourself in your own house and like do whatever you want to, but at the second someone wants you to perform in front of people, you're like, that's not me at all.
Well, and especially like it's different today because you can literally go from like blowing up on social media and skip all like the small clubs, the small little joints, and just go straight to like opening for the next big, huge platinum artist.
Yeah.
Like you can do that. But at that time, there was no such thing as being discovered off of social media and then skipping all. You still have to go through all the little things, all the little ranks, going to like the little joint down the street to do that.
It was terrible.
I've even heard like most of like the big artists that are like, it's scarier doing one of those clubs instead. Like I'd rather do a stadium than do like a little bar.
Because it's so intimate.
Yeah.
Everyone's right there in your
Everyone's
face.
just watching you. Did you have to like perform those like little clubs? And it was,
Oh
like,
my God,
no.
I lost my voice.
This-
I swear I tried to get one word out and I was like,
Oh my God. That's so like embarrassing too, and like what are you supposed to do in that scenario?
I was like, this never happened before. Like,
That's awful.
So then did the recording people come to you and be like, hey, this ain't gonna work out?
no,
Sorry.
they actually were like, we need to work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, we can do little sessions inside of the studio. We'll bring like a group of people inside, and I was like, no. I'm not
You're
doing
done.
it. I'm not doing it.
So you're the one that called it quits
done.
then.
Yeah, I
You're
was
the
like,
one
I
that was like-
can't. I was like, I'm sorry, but nothing's gonna help. I
Yeah.
don't want it.
Yeah.
So
Was that like a career that you really wanted to chase down, or was that just
no,
kind of
it was just like I was trying it. I was like, I thought it was something I wanted. I tried it, and I was like, hell no, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So career as a music artist came, and then that plummeted. But I'm guessing you still retained a little bit of a fan base, maybe? Like people.
I did.
Okay. So then, so what was the period then between being the recording artist to influencer? Like where does all that kind of intertwine? Because obviously you somehow end up back in the spotlight doing stuff.
I don't know. I feel like God wanted me here. Like I didn't try. That's the problem. Like I don't chase jobs. I don't chase the spotlight. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like I see people trying every single day to be in the spotlight. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Literally, like I don't care. I genuinely believe in just being yourself, being authentic. As you can see, I showed up in house slippers.
That's okay.
Like, I walked the red carpet in Crocs. I just don't care
Yeah.
because in the end of the day, if I'm not myself, if I'm not comfortable with who I am,
Yeah.
if I cannot sit here and be like, hey, this is who I am and I'm putting on this image, this persona, I'm not going to be happy with myself. And I've already been there, done that. I've been broken down. I've literally been in shambles where I was like, I'm gonna jump off this 7-story building, and you know what? If I'm dead, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Really?
and I just can't put myself in that position anymore. So I just live my life as freely as possible, and that's why I don't chase anything. Because life is way too short, and I did not want to be in the spotlight because I just didn't see myself as a role model or someone that they can look up to. So I do believe God put me here to be an inspiration to people, because I feel like my story can somehow make somebody change their life, because a lot of people are chasing fame and chasing all these things, looking up to celebrities that are pushing things that have no meaning, have no reputation. Look at them getting these lip fillers, these injections on their face, like showing what beauty is, but is that really beauty? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're beautiful as you are. Like, and that's the problem with society. When I first became viral for acting, it was through Micah Media.
Do what?
Through Micah Media.
What's that?
It's that viral platform that do the Vertical series.
Oh, okay.
And I was their lead star on there. And my first time being viral on there, I took it really hard. And it was because I always played that sexy character that showed her body, tight-fitting dresses, where my butt was showing, and I was the bad girl and the girl that the guys wanted, kind of thing. And the girls hated me. Like, they hated me online. You know, it was the complete opposite of who I am, but the girls hated me, and they were bashing me so hard on the internet, calling me a wannabe Kim Kardashian. My body was fake and all these kind of things. And I reached out to the producer of the show, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. They're talking crap about me online. I can't do this. Oh my God. And they literally put me on hold for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I was not filming for 2 weeks because my mental health took crap from it, because I was like, oh my God, this is bad. And then eventually I calmed down from it. I did another episode, and I played this other character where I was being mistreated for my body, and they did like a complete 360 on me online. They were like, oh, she's perfect, she's beautiful.
How dare you
and
say this about her?
Yeah, and I was like, they're playing with me. They're playing with my emotions.
Oh man, so that was like a complete switch then for all that.
That was something I wanted to ask you, is like the hate that you got while you were rising up, because that happens to pretty much everyone and you can't really get rid of it. So does that still happen to you, or do you just ignore it?
It still happens, but now I've learned to just ignore it. Like, I just now know that
It's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen, and a lot of the time they're doing it because of the role that you're playing, or
Yeah.
because they just don't like what you're doing
Right.
at that moment of what you're doing. If you're playing a mean character, you're gonna get the mean,
Oh yeah.
mean
Yeah.
comments.
Hey, that's how you know you're doing your job
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I've learned that depending on the role that you're doing, just expect the comments.
Right.
So
I do want to ask, with playing these kind of like sexy roles and like that like attractive woman thing, with the past of having like issues with having your sexuality pretty much just thrown in your face in that way, like was that your choice to do that, and like did you want to do that to kind of take control of it back for yourself, or was it kind of more just like, this is part of my career, I just have to do it for now type of thing? Like, what was kind of going through your head when you're playing like those kind of roles, especially with the past that you had?
I actually wanted to do it because it was the complete opposite of myself. I actually like playing characters that is not me.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's an escape from me, and it's like the person I wish I could have been or could be to actually have the control, you know, because I'm the introvert.
Yeah.
I'm like complete, like, oh my God, don't look at me kind of person, but
Kind of like being your own superhero in a
Yeah.
way. Like being that savior that comes in to like give you back control of your own body, give you back control of your sexuality, that person that like you wish that you could look up to or whatever, kind of being that for yourself. I
That
like
takes
that.
so much confidence to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've had people ask me to be an actor, too, just because they're like, oh, you deserve to be in front of the camera. And I'm like, whenever I think about doing that, it's like, I just don't get how you guys can just become a different person, and like especially someone completely opposite of yourself, and I don't know how does that go? Yeah. I mean,
you gotta be a little psycho
to just own it completely is really hard to do.
I've had to play roles that are so different than who I am, but I loved it because it was like I didn't have to portray myself. I got to embody someone that was so different than myself and put myself into that mentality of like, this isn't me. I can separate myself. It's someone that I'm just trying to portray.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
It's so much better. Like it's so freeing to be somebody completely opposite of you.
So when you go viral for this video of you portraying a police officer, like a fake cop, pretty much. That wasn't the intention though to go viral, but at the same time, like you're doing these videos for a reason. You obviously want exposure from these videos. You want a career. You're chasing a career in acting at this point. So there's a reason why you're doing this. But like the social media fame isn't exactly what you're going for. So I'm just curious of how everything changed after that happened. Like I'm sure that was kind of a shock to like, hey, wake up one day and you're like, where did all these people come from?
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
So after I went viral with the first video, obviously I had a lot of people reaching out for like influencing and brand partnerships and all those things. But I actually also got a Meta partnership.
What's that?
So now I work with Meta.
Oh, like the actual Facebook company
Yeah,
themselves.
so I have a Meta manager.
Really?
Yeah, so they work with me to continue growing my platforms.
Really?
So that's
Okay.
why you see me constantly posting, because they're telling me what to do and how to do it. And obviously it's part of the niche of how you went viral. You have to continue with it. And of course I can post other content with it, but you still have to continue with what originally got you viral in the first place.
Yeah.
So with that, I also created a Facebook page, and following what they're telling me to do, I grew from 200 followers to 30,000 followers in just a month.
Wow.
So
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Do you get paid by them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
So you're like a full-on just brand partner, and is it like obviously like I'm sure there's NDAs with the contract and stuff, but is it like a set salary or is it per video that goes viral?
it's just through monetization.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was always curious, like, I started so bad there. My speech impediment sometimes gets bad. I was always curious on, like, the virality, because I've seen videos on Facebook, and they have a lot, and I've been hearing a lot of, like, Facebook, some of their stuff pops off, like, well, more than even YouTube and stuff. So, I don't know, that's pretty cool that you were able to get that.
Do you ever want to stop doing it? Like, do you ever get irritated that you have to keep going and going and going on the same thing, or do you enjoy it?
I actually have fun making the videos.
Mm-hmm.
I use the people in my videos are obviously my family members.
Yeah.
I just torment them all the time.
Yeah.
So
It's your son that's mostly playing
yeah, it's usually my son that
yeah.
I beat up. So
That's so funny. Okay, so it's a fun family thing.
it's a fun
Okay.
family thing,
That's
so it's
cool.
not bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does get a bit hectic because I have a certain quota to meet a month of like how much I need to post. So it's like I went on vacation like 2 weeks ago and I was behind on content, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta like knock all this out, and then I have to memorize the script and all this crap going on, and I was like, I'm losing my mind. And Alex texts me about the podcast, and I'm like, Alex, I'm gonna kill you right now.
To be fair, I didn't know all this other shit was going on, so...
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
We'll get you some content from this to help meet your quota a little bit.
Yeah, so
How has it changed stuff with your family? Because I know at first your son wasn't part of it. At first it was just you posting stuff because you have the brand Hot Cop now, right? That always kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit too, with like, is that you kind of also taking back your own, like, being sexualized as this kind of person, and now it's like, you know what, fuck it, if I'm gonna be sexualized, might as well like capitalize on it type of thing? Or was that maybe more of like a brand partnership thing?
Oh, yeah. Hot Cop was not my idea.
Okay.
It was definitely not my idea. So I was actually talking with someone. I had a meeting with them, and they wanted to create a series for me titled Hot Cop. And it was actually based off of the comments that I get. Like, they titled me Hot Cop, and they were like, there's no thought in having to be put into it because that's what they see you online. So it was just like a name given to me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll just go with it. And that's what I titled it, and obviously stuck.
Is that something that you like to carry on, or is that something that you're like, you don't want to be a part of that anymore?
Sometimes I do think about changing it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how it would work if I did, or how the audience would handle the change, or I just don't know.
It's such an easy thing to say, though. Like
it is. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy to remember, and you get the gist of it. That'd be hard to change.
How has all this affected your family? Like, that was kind of my original question before the Hot Cop stuff, but like, especially now that your son's part of it. I haven't seen your husband part of anything, so I don't know if he's just doesn't want to be in the limelight, or if it's kind of just how that whole thing is. But I'm kind of curious of how like going viral has this affected everybody for your life.
So for my son, my teenage son, he actually enjoys it because the kids in school love him because they know who I am.
Oh yeah.
yeah. They're like, oh, your mom is Hot Cop, and then they want to meet me and that kind of stuff. My husband, his coworkers talk about me all the time because my videos pop up and they'll be at work and like I pop up on just random like, hey, is this your wife? Kind of thing. And then it's random when people recognize me in public and I'm like, oh crap, hide me. Let's go back to the question. What was the question?
Just how it's affected your family with everything.
Other than that, I think there is no effect.
Okay.
Except for that one time I had to call the cops.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother ballgame.
For the stalker, like during this career as Hot Cop? Okay, so it's happened again.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't feel comfortable talking about that, we don't have to go into that part.
No, it's not a big deal. Like I spoke about it on my Instagram live, so.
Okay. So what happened then with that situation? Because I imagine if you had another stalker that popped up, it probably brought back a lot of what's happened in the past, and maybe even like made you rethink your current career, made you rethink everything. I mean, I've seen certain creators have full-on like YouTube careers, and they've had to completely stop everything because one little thing gets leaked or someone takes over their life, and they've had to completely just revamp and stuff. So I'm kind of curious about this new stalker situation, if you're comfortable talking about it.
So if I'm completely honest, I stopped posting for like a month after it took place because I was like, I'm not adding fuel to the fire. I didn't know what the person was capable of. There's been times in the past where I have had people stopping in front of my house recording me.
Really? And
taking pictures, random cars just showing up. One day I came home and there was a BB gun bullet in my guest room window.
What?
There's just been random things happening. So I had a security door installed on my front door.
So these guys all know where you live then?
Huh?
These guys actually know where you live?
I believe so because it's public record. You can Google anybody's name and
shit.
That's why I put screens on my doors and windows too.
All that information can be populated. So when I did get the cops involved, they did tell me to go and get my name redacted from records, and that I can because I'm a public figure. But you have to jump through so many hoops to do that here in Arizona. So I'm just like, F it, it's too late. They already know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna do anything at this point. So it's just been crazy. And this one guy, the cops actually investigated and they searched, but he's using one of those VPNs that keep changing the location.
Wow.
So they can't actually pinpoint where he is.
So he's doing like remote stuff to you then? Okay. Which is still bad, but I mean, at least he's not in person terrorizing you guys. I don't know what he's doing remotely.
But he said he was going to kidnap me.
Oh,
he said
fuck.
he was going to take me.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I retract my statement.
Oh my god. That was terrifying.
See, and this is the part that, like, when I do talk to people that are wanting to go viral, wanting to be influencers and stuff, it's these kinds of things that, like, I hear about that I'm like, you guys don't know what you guys don't know. You don't know about this kind of life until you're experiencing it, because it's not really talked about a whole lot. Like, there's not a lot of people that are like, oh, I deal with these kinds of things, I deal with all that. Like, obviously, yes, you can go through the comments and see all the haters and stuff and see all that, but there's so much under the covers, behind the scenes that happens to you guys. And it just kind of blows my mind with, like, this is a whole new ball game that we're dealing with being, like, viral stars.
Is there a point where you thought of hiring security?
There is times when I think about it, especially when I'm traveling, because you just don't know who's going to be there or who's watching. I'm very secretive. I don't post what events I'm attending or where I'm going. Like, I didn't even post I was coming here because I just don't know who's watching or if they know where that location is or
100%.
any of that stuff, because I don't want to take that chance that someone is watching and going to show up.
Right.
That makes sense. Aside from, like, the obvious with the stalkers and haters and all that kind of stuff, I'm curious what other unexpected things happen in virality, because, like I say, you don't know until it happens. For a lot of people, they just think that, like, oh, I can get monetized now. I can go to certain events or be hired for marketing stuff, and, like, they think of that. But I know that there's probably a lot of just unexpected turns and stuff that happen with having online fame, virality, and all that. So what are some of those unexpected things that you've had to learn, like, the hard way, that you didn't think that you would have to go through?
You learn a lot about people, I would say. You learn a lot of people will try to use you. Of course, anybody's going to try to get on your platform because the people around you want the exposure. So you just got to know who your friends are, really, because before, when you were a regular person, everybody was your friend, you know, but then you become this person, and now everybody wants to be your friend because they want the exposure. They want to do projects with you just so they can have the exposure for their stuff. So it becomes one of those tricky situations as to, are you really? Like, you know, like, what is the end game here? There's that. Then you have to realize what people's intentions are. I had someone reach out to me, which is the project that we ended up doing, Hunted.
Oh, yeah.
Someone reached out to me saying that they were this person, that they were going to put this project together for me, gave me a script that was, I'm assuming, AI written, and we're going to film it on an iPhone.
Oh, no.
And do all these kind of different things, had no location, nothing set up. And I was like, what is this? And literally they wanted it because they wanted to use
Your
my
platform.
fan base
To blow
to
them up.
push them.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, no. What are you guys doing for me? I was like, I can put my own I can write the script.
Yeah.
I can hire the camera crew. I can hire the choreographer. I can do all this
There's
by
nothing
myself.
that you can do
What
that
are
I
you
can't.
doing for me?
Right.
Like, you obviously don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So to prove I'm wrong, I put it together in a
You
week.
did it.
Yeah.
In a week, I got everything together
Yeah.
and filmed it. And it's completed. I gave you guys the footage.
Yeah.
So it was
Pretty
like,
badass.
That was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't know what I was expecting out of it, but it was definitely a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I've been part of a lot of bullshit projects out here that have a lot of false promise behind it, and so you kind of already have, like, a lower expectation when you're going into stuff like that. Especially something like action. Like, when there's action stuff and there's not a lot of people that have experience in action, then you just kind of think about it in a different way, and you're like, but then you see it, you're like, oh fuck, okay, so this actually worked out really well. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. I thought of something. I was on a train of thought that I was gonna ask about, but I can't. Oh, what's your process of like separating that with like determining what could be a good opportunity for you, who the good friends are, like who the true friends are, and those who could just be using? Because I've recently ran into that a little bit myself. I've had friends that like I've been with them since beginning ages and stuff, and then they blow up a little bit, and then things just kind of change. Like they no longer want to collaborate. They no longer want to like work together or something. And I'm kind of like, I'm not here to use you. Like we're in a business, so a smart business move is to try to collaborate together. But I'm not here to like just be like, your fame is going to be my fame now. It's like, how can we collaborate and be a collaborative effort? But how do you kind of separate that like collaboration from just like, are you using me type of mentality?
I think you can tell by how genuine they are. Mm-hmm. I think that's literally what it comes out to. I'm here because we've built that connection. Like, even when I reached out to you for Hunted, you didn't know how that was going to turn out. I've never put a movie together. Like, let's think about it. Like, never. Right. And I reached out to you, and you were like, okay, let's do it. Yeah. And so, like, why would I assume that you're using me? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I feel like a situation like this, it's different. And, like, just speaking about this situation in general, it's not we're trying to blow up our thing through yours. We're trying to get your story and understand and hopefully help build your brand as well. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of that collaborative thing of like, we're not trying to have you come on and talk about us. We want to know the behind the scenes of what it's like for this, because there's so much that is unknown about this. So, but like I've met some very powerful people, especially here in Arizona. Not a lot of them are big on social media at all. Like some of the biggest people that I've met have like no followers, because that's not what they focus on. They're like, I run a multi-million-dollar company. I don't have time to do fucking Instagram. But I look at their stuff and I'm like, you're fucking huge.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of like one of those things of like, where does the ego step in versus like, what's a good opportunity? Because I'm like, you don't know what connections I have. I might reach out to you in a collaborative thing, and I completely understand. I don't have a big following on Instagram or anything. That's just because I hate doing it. I'm not a big poster. I'm not big into that kind of stuff. But I also have, like, I'm someone who loves to share my resources, share what I can do. Like, if you come to me, hey, let's do a movie, I'm not going to be like, no, screw you, you just want to use me. I'm going to be like, cool, what do you have? I know some people that if it's good enough, I can try to get something going. I'm a collaborative person. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's kind of like, where does that line come in with like benefit of the doubt versus like how many times are you going to get used, I don't know.
It's a tricky question. It's a tricky question, because I think you just got to know like the person and kind of feel them, like, because in this industry it's hard. Like, it's hard to tell. Like, I can't specifically say that I'm gonna be like, I trust everyone 100%, because you can't. But
I think it comes down to like how much they have prepared already. Because like I was saying on the last podcast that like people come to me like without a script even, and they're like, hey, I have a movie and like I don't have the script written yet, but how much would you charge? And I'm like, it depends on what the movie's about, how like what locations we have, how much gear we need. And like they're like, oh, okay, I'll come back to you. And then they come back to me with a script that's half written, and like they don't have like the thoughts on budgets or anything. And it's like, I'm willing to do free projects for fun, just for like practice and to get my friends together, but they just don't put in the effort to like create something solid for any of us. And so it's like, you can just tell, like she just said, you can just tell like when someone really wants to make something happen, or like they want you to do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, when you approached me, like I have the philosophy that I've grown that like when I'm pitched projects to work on, the last thing I ask about is money. I don't care about what you're paying me or anything. I'm here not for the money, but for the growth. I want, like, if you're pitching me some sort of film, some sort of anything like that, the first thing I'm asking you is, okay, what are your plans? I'm thinking of this in the business sense now. I'm not thinking of this just as like having fun, like this is my career. So what's your distribution plans? What kind of people are you in contact with? Do you have budgets for all this kind of stuff? Do you have permits? Do you have people taking care of, like, what's going on? And like, they're, oh, well, I'll pay you this amount a day and you get IMDb credit. And I'm like,
no,
it's not worth
next.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Like, you know how
sorry.
many times we've done that. Like,
But like, even like when you pitched me that, I saw that you had like, even, it wasn't even like a full script, but it was like, okay, cool, we're doing this. It's not something with a script, it's something with a fight scene. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
And it's like, okay, well, you already have pretty much everything. Awesome. And either way, like, we're putting on social media. I'd rather that be a distribution plan than just like, oh, well, it's just gonna maybe go to a film festival and then whatever.
Like YouTube that
Yeah.
they don't market and
like,
they just post
it's
it.
going
No one
YouTube.
sees
I have
it.
5 subscribers, so
Yeah.
it's gonna. I'm like, no, like I at least want something out there, you
Yeah.
know, like, because when I go on a project, I hardly ever just go in with like minimal stuff. I'm going in. I'm like, okay, now you have all of me now.
Yeah.
It's not just I'm half-assing this. Like, if I join your project, you have every bit. You have every bit of my interest, my resources, anything that I can provide, because I want this to be as successful as it can alongside with you. So. It's a tricky thing, I think.
It's extremely tricky, but that's what I'm hoping with Hunted. So I do have it submitted to like 10 festivals right now.
Yay.
Nice.
Which is why I don't have the full thing out yet,
Yeah.
because you can't with festivals guidelines.
Yeah.
But the teaser did really good on Instagram. It's
It
like
did, yeah.
over 107,000 views so
Ooh.
far.
Yeah.
So it's doing really good.
Yeah.
So I have really high hopes for that, and then hopefully turn into a series or something.
That'd be so fun.
You mentioned before about your mental health tanking and stuff.
Yeah, I
Going
wanted to
through-
go back to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going through. I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. Like you
I was
mentioned
waiting.
that
I was
we
waiting.
can't not go through that. We got
Yeah.
we got to hit some of the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that period of your life looked like. If I were to be a fly on the wall, or if I were to just be a witness to what your life was going through, what was happening in your life, what would I have seen when you were going through those super dark times? I mean, you mentioned suicide. I don't know how much you're comfortable diving into that, but I mean, I have plenty of, like, I haven't attempted myself. I've had plenty of ideations. I have a lot of it that's happened in my family, and so I'm very familiar with that whole thing, and I'm sure you're familiar with it. It kind of hits home for you a little bit too in certain ways.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of dive into that part a little bit.
Oh. We're going there, guys.
We're diving.
We're going there.
Because
Okay.
if there's something that you're not comfortable with, we can skip over it. But the whole thing with this is to create that awareness and create that normalcy of, like, we're humanizing you.
Yeah.
We're making it to where people are able to connect with you, because I know that even with as big of a fan base that you have, there's still those people that are like, they might look at you as something other than human. And it's these kinds of things that I feel like can help connect us to, like, who is Stephanie? She's someone I can relate to now. Like, that's how I felt with other podcasters. Jack Shepard, he has a podcast I was listening to, and at first I was just looking at them as some famous couple and stuff, but then he was vulnerable with a lot of the stuff that I'm like, I respect this man so much more for being able to be that vulnerable, for being able to cross those boundaries a little bit. So that's kind of why I like to do that a little bit.
The thing that intrigued me was that you said that you handled it on your own, and I think that's something that kind of made you capable of taking on this task of being a celebrity now, because you, even just like with a following on your own as a person, you go through it all by yourself, even if you have people around you. So like, how did going through all of that mental stress in the past make you able to handle today? I know that's a lot.
I know, that's a lot.
Sorry.
I mean, doing everything on your own, alone, sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think being at your lowest point where you don't feel like there's no way out, where you feel like you're suffocating, you're literally in shambles, like completely broken, I think that's like the worst place to be. If I can literally tell you guys every single breaking point in my life, I could tell you like how piece by piece of how much I broke. I can spell it out right now, but we're not going to do that.
What was the lowest one?
The lowest one?
Like, what was the lowest one that you can think of that, like, sticks out the most to you?
There's so many. I would say the biggest one in my life, I would say, was when I came clean to my family about my childhood sexual abuse. And I told my family about it, and I opened up the case because I was still within the statutory of limitations, and my family defended him.
Really?
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that just gave me chills.
Oh.
They defended him.
Wow.
They said not to do it, that he didn't deserve that he's changed, he was a good guy, that I was grown, that it didn't affect me, and they normalized the situation, you know. And I think that was like one of my biggest breaking points, because I kept it a secret because I felt like I had to, because I was ashamed for myself. I carried this burden. I was hurting myself this entire time, and I was also protecting my uncle, who was younger than me at the time, because I thought he needed his father. And then it turns out the entire time that my family really didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things that was like, what the hell? Like, so it didn't matter? Like, nothing mattered.
Coming from the people that it matters the most.
Yeah, that's supposed to
be.
protect me, love me, do all those things. And
So this was a family member that was doing this to you?
mm-hmm.
Which that's an even harder thing to deal with. Like, it's one thing to have a stranger doing stuff to you because there's no relation there, but to have someone that you've kind of ingrown this relationship with, that you're supposed to have this relationship with, that's supposed to be on your side, in your corner, betraying you in that way is a whole other ballgame to have to deal with.
I mean, having to hide it from everyone else to protect them and you. And then to come out with it and not be supported.
Yeah, it was rough. And then my husband was deployed at the time when I was going through it, and that's when the suicide came in, because I was literally like in another country alone. I was dealing with a 3-year-old at the time. I was going to college, and I was literally overwhelmed with everything that was going on, and I was like, I can't do this no more. I can't do this. I didn't have any support. I was literally alone. I had no one to talk to, and then I had these cops around me, and then I had this sexual assault victim advocate coming to my house. Her name was Karina, and she was the one that got me through it. It was this one woman that came to talk to me every day, and she would come and watch TV with me and just talk to me. And
so you had a little bit of support then.
Yeah. So is that so how did you get past that then, like just because of her being there for you, or what did you decide?
To be honest, I was in rock bottom. Like, I started drinking heavily. I was on antidepressants, mixing it. If I had to tell you what my life was after that, I can't tell you because I barely remember it.
And that's totally valid, though, because sometimes it's like you just got to get through it somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. That's...
So, like, did it just randomly, like, you just felt better one day, or did something happen that kind of resolved the situation for you, or...
No, my downward spiral continued. It continued for years. That was in Japan. We ended up relocating to London. I had the music contract. Started doing the music thing over there, and I was still drinking. Doing things I shouldn't be doing. That didn't get any better.
Yeah.
I tried to go to work naked. I was drinking, mixing antidepressants.
You went to work naked?
I was trying to. Thankfully, I was stopped.
Okay. Wow, okay.
That's hilarious.
That's what I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah.
if I had to say my mental health wasn't there, it really was not there. And I would have these mental breakdown. I was admitted in the hospital for not sleeping for weeks. And I was literally, like, just not there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the point then of coming back out of it? Like, what was your turning point from going from rock bottom to, like, I can do this and things are gonna get better? Like, how did that kind of happen for you?
So I ended up getting pregnant in June, right before we were moving here to Arizona in 2015. But I had a miscarriage. And that kind of helped me recollect myself.
Okay.
Because I got pregnant and I was like, I can't be doing this. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, there is something wrong. There's something missing in my life. There is all this stuff. So we came back to the States in 2016. And I was like, I'm going to start fresh. We're moving back to the States. I'm not going to drink. I'm just going to keep my head. I started going back to therapy.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to focus on me and try to stabilize my life. And I did. I actually started rebuilding connections with my family. I mean, it's not great, you know. There's no way to rebuild that damage. You know, I still talk to them, but you know that damage is always going to be there. But therapy helped a lot.
Yeah.
And
How has your relationship with men kind of changed? Because I can imagine having those issues happen growing up in the military and everything. I mean, the fact that you were able to get married and have a family even at such a young age, even after all that stuff happened. I mean, I know a lot of people that have gone through something similar to that and just completely exiled themselves from the world, dating, turned asexual completely, or like none of that is at all on the plate. So I'm kind of curious as to how all that played out for you. Like, what made you trust your husband enough to be able to be with him? What made you decide that like you could be a mother and be able to go through all that and not face those thoughts of possible whatever could have been?
so for me, I literally don't know. I was just living in the moment.
Hopefully that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does make
Okay.
sense. When I got married so we wouldn't get separated in the military.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like I can't live without you kind of thing. It
Yeah.
was like, okay, we're going to get married and hopefully see where all this takes us.
Yeah.
We did that. We stood together. We're still together. Was it great for my mental health? No. We went through a lot together. Some points he was bad for my mental health as well. Like, he wasn't great neither. He had those vindictive episodes where he would be like, if you're leaving me, I'm gonna kill myself, or those kind of things. And if you tell me something like that, I'm not the kind that's gonna be sympathetic towards you. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and be like, which knife do you want? You know how many times I did that to him? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't know who you're trying to manipulate here, but it ain't gonna be me.
Right.
Right.
There was those kind of moments, and then there was the times where I gave birth to our firstborn son, and with all the stress in my life, and I told you guys I had to get a waiver to join the military.
Yeah.
I almost died during the first pregnancy, which was my second encounter to almost death.
Wow.
My liver started shutting down, and then my body started almost shutting down. So they had to do an emergency C-section in the hospital. And I was actually on leave in New York visiting my family for a baby shower.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
So I was admitted in the hospital. The first time I got there, I discharged myself and said, I don't care if I'm dying, I'm leaving.
Oh, shit. Okay.
My mom dragged my ass right back to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I went back to the hospital. My urine was brown, like really brown.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's how bad I was shutting down.
Damn.
Yeah, so they had to do that. And you would think my husband was going to be there to support me. No, he left the hospital to go partying. While I was in the hospital dying, and our son was out dying because he was born extremely early. He was 32 weeks
Wow.
early.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing that alone too, guys.
Yeah.
So
So what's... Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, but like, what's... and I really don't want to like overstep with this question. What's kept you with him? What's made you fight through this relationship with him?
change, hope for change. You know, when you take vows, you always have to believe that change will come and that there's something there. You know, I can't say that I'm perfect because I'm not. I have a lot of freaking problems. And obviously he has problems too. And the stuff that I go through, I know I don't make it easy.
Yeah.
I sure as hell don't make it easy. So I can't fault him for everything because the things that I do, I know I don't make it easy to love me because let's be real here, I will shut down, completely shut down. And when I shut down, you don't want to be near me. So I can't be 100% blaming on him.
Yeah. So have you seen change within you both over the years?
Yeah, so over the years, I feel like it's kind of like a flip-flop situation. Like any relationship, you go through your waves of good and waves of bad. And recently, if I'm being 100% honest, Mother's Day.
Oh, that's a real recently. then.
Real recently, guys. He left me at a restaurant.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was left at a restaurant.
Oh
It was
no.
great.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you explain a little bit to this? Like, what happened?
I was an a-hole. It was my dad, my brother, my kids, and him. And I was already want to get off before we went. You know, it should have been canceled because I didn't want to go because I was already pissed.
Yeah.
But you know, it was Mother's Day, so we went anyways.
Yeah.
And I started with the wine.
Oh, boy.
Don't give Stephanie the wine when she's pissed.
Yeah.
They gave me the wine. That's where they messed up. So we're sitting at the dinner table. Everybody's acting like it's a normal day. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Don't act normal around me, guys.
Yeah.
Don't act normal.
It's my day.
If I'm pissed, you're pissed too.
Damn right. Everybody's gonna be pissed at the table. So they're sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, everybody's happy. I'm gonna change that." So I started with a simple question.
Oh, boy.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Started with the kids at the table.
Okay.
That's what you were asking them?
That was the question.
Okay.
The highlight of the night.
Okay.
Started with my brother. He responded. Then I went to my 7-year-old. He responded. Then my 16-year-old. Then my dad. He responded. And then my husband.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
He had one word response. One word. Can you guys think of that one word?
Oh
Nothing.
no.
One word.
Was it nothing?
It was just one word. And it wasn't even family oriented. It wasn't loving. It was just like, retired. 10 years from now, that's all you see your son? Retired. You know how much more that pissed me off? I flipped right there
Oh
at
my
the dinner
God.
table. And then my dad goes, so where do you see yourself? And I was like, oh,
Uh-oh.
thank you for asking. Well, I see my son graduating from high school. I see my other son, I don't know, in his career or whatever the hell he's doing because, you know, he'll be grown. And I don't know, probably happy, in love with somebody else. Because this guy.
That's what I was gonna say. I like divorced or
Not with
I'm
you.
Just kidding, yeah. That's like the
Damn.
worst thing that I come in with relationships is when people don't have any plans. Like, there's nothing besides being retired that you want. Like,
And, like, what does that even mean? Does that just mean like you don't want to work anymore? You just want to sit on the couch and do nothing?
yeah,
all
what does
day?
that mean? It's like
Or,
sitting
like,
on your ass.
For me, like if I say retired, that just means that like I'm not doing shit I don't want to do because I have to. Retired for me means that like I'm
I have enough
pursuing
money
stuff
to do what I
because
want.
I could do whatever. I'm doing movies because of this. I'm not doing it for the check. I'm not doing this for the money. Like,
yeah, but you're not retired at that point. You're just like building new businesses.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what
You're
I mean?
still doing something. But he literally just gave one word.
Ouch.
You know how he got so I started yelling
oh shit.
at that dinner table.
Yeah.
He walked out.
Right.
He was done.
Oh no. That's gotta be so hard with someone that's like so hardworking as you are to like have someone that's the complete opposite of you in a way.
Yeah, he was done.
When it comes to like things right now, because like you said you're a meta partner and you obviously still have to create content on a very consistent basis. One of the things that even like I face even with this sometimes, or just as creating content myself, like I don't have a huge following, but I still try to do stuff. Burnout. I want to kind of get your take on like if you've experienced burnout, how you've dealt with it, because like you're at a different point where you have an obligation at this point. It's not just like a for fun type of thing. Like now you have contracts to fulfill, you have certain things to do, which a lot of people don't realize that part of the influencer status thing. It's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna film a little video thing here, like even those TikTok houses or something, or those influencer houses that were having kids living together creating this content. I'm like, I couldn't imagine the burnout they were facing. The fact that you wake up and it's like, okay, you have 20 videos you have to make today. It's like, can I just like not? And they're like, sorry, you have an obligation now. You have an obligation to show your face, do something, get those likes, get those views, because this company controls you now. The world controls you now. You don't get these days off anymore. So, I don't know, do you face burnout?
I do. I think coming up with ideas and just like wanting, especially in this heat, to want to do anything is rough. So that's where my father, my kids, and my husband come in. I'll be like, guys, so what are we filming today? You got any ideas? Because I have nothing.
Yeah.
And then I rely on them because I have nothing.
Yeah.
So it is a thing that you deal with massively.
Oh, yep. Absolutely. And then if not, I go online and I Google cop videos, real life cop videos that went viral, and then I reenact those videos. And then those really piss people off because they think they're real.
Right.
So it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
That's what we've been struggling with because like
Yeah.
we've been wanting to make like little skits and things just to like get our creative juices flowing, and like it's a lot of work to do it right.
Well, having like your toes in so many different things. I mean, we have like the podcast, but we're also like we're both in the film industry, so we wanted to do our passion, which is filmmaking. But like spreading yourself so thin across so many different things, it's exhausting. Like in 10 years, yeah, we have huge aspirations, we have big things, but it's like we don't know when you're in the world of influencer, when you're in the world of being someone like that, you're not in control anymore. Your career is in the control of the algorithm.
Yeah.
If for some reason tomorrow people stop watching your videos, people stop following you, your career's done. Like, it's not like a A-list actor that no matter what, people are gonna come to see him and stuff. It's like the life of influencer is as long as your account is pushing numbers and stuff. But then if there's an algorithm change and people are like, oh, or they do something different with the algorithm to where it's like this kind of content, we don't want to push that anymore. For some reason, we're not doing law enforcement type of stuff. Anything to do with law enforcement, whatever conspiracy theory is going on to where it's like, we're not pushing that. It's like, cool. Meta's expecting 100,000 views this month from your videos. And it's like, well, you guys aren't pushing anything that I'm doing out. It's like, well, okay. And then next month, 5,000 views, and slowly starts trickling down. It's like, I don't know. Do you ever kind of worry about the longevity of the influencer career?
No, because I never wanted to be in it.
Okay, I like that actually.
Absolutely not. I'm in for the ride.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to hop off, I hop off.
That's such a good mindset to have. That's so awesome.
Yeah. But,
What's the purpose then that you're chasing right now? I guess what kind of plan do you have for everything right now?
my plan is to just live in the moment. I'm doing what comes to me. Obviously, this came to me, so I'm doing it. But I'm still doing my acting because that's still there too.
Yeah.
And whatever else God throws at me.
I like that because it's different than how I would be for sure. I would be in a situation of like, how can we turn this into like a long-term thing? Like maybe not the influencer part itself, but like you see a lot of the other social media people like Logan Paul or something that build other brands on the side that they capitalize on their current thing, and then they know that like not everyone's gonna be famous forever, so building something on the side of that. But I feel like living in that present thing, I mean, if you set yourself up the right way right now, you're good.
But I'm good already. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's the point? Like that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like
Yeah.
I don't chase anything at all. I believe in living in the moment. If it comes, it comes, and if it comes, it's because it's supposed to come. If I'm chasing it, it's a problem.
Yeah. No, I definitely like that. I think I mean more of just like maybe financial stuff. I mean, a lot of people, they're like, they change their lifestyle because now they're making more money, and so now they need to build something else that has money. I mean, I don't know what your lifestyle looks like, or if it's like, if tomorrow you dropped off and stuff, if your life would be kind of back at square one and lost and kind of like...
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a position to where you don't have to worry about something like that happening.
I don't. Like I said, I set my foundation before I joined the entertainment industry.
Okay.
And I purposely did that because I didn't want to have any worries. So whatever I decided to do with my life,
this is just
outside-
extra.
It's just extra.
It's just
so
fun.
this is fun. Like I'm living in the moment, and I don't have to chase. I don't have to accept anybody's crap in the industry if I don't want to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you don't have to like worry about like, oh, next year I'm gonna be broke if I don't continue to do this.
No.
Like you set yourself up, which I think is like the smartest thing.
That's literally the best
Like
case scenario.
to be in that kind of situation, because people can see it on people when they can see the burnout. They can see like, oh, they don't have the same passion in this. They can tell that like, oh, this person's probably going through some shit and has to do this. Versus someone with like you can be like, I'm just not gonna do it, and they're like, oh, that's an option.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah, me too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I just don't, because especially in this industry, you're gonna come across a lot of a-holes
Yeah.
that try to use people, especially men. You know, that like,
Yeah.
if you F me, you will get this show. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, try me.
Yeah, for
Try me. Let's see how much you're gonna offer me.
Yeah.
Because there's
It's not
nothing.
gonna be enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I like the position I'm in because it's like poker.
Yeah.
Like, try me. Like,
That's cool.
And you get to have the choice of what you want to do instead of like having to say yes to everything to try to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no manipulating. There is no, oh my God, I need this. No, like, bro, bye.
Yeah.
I think it's also
That's awesome.
a different thing for you. That I think one of the most healthy things in this such kind of situation for you is the fact that you're not some 16 to 18-year-old kid that went viral that now is like you built something before you went viral. So it's not like this is your entire life. This isn't the foundation of who you are or anything like that. Versus like when you see these kids that do go viral on Instagram and stuff, like you see them burn out so much more because they haven't built themselves yet. Their identity is this social media person, this thing that was maybe an accident, but now it's like, oh, this is my whole career now. This is everything.
It's their world. It's literally what they revolve around. But no, that's not me.
Because I know that's like an issue that a lot of younger people face. They're like, why can't I go viral? Why can't I be the next social media person? Why can't this kind of stuff happen to me? And it scares me because I think it was Jelly Roll. He was saying something of like, there's something beautiful about finding your success at 40 years old, finding this amount of success, still being able to enjoy it because he still has a lot of fun stuff, but he has the experience to be able to make it last for him and really enjoy it instead of taking it in that unhealthy context of like, this is not fun for me, this is just work, this is just that kind of thing. For him, he's like, I've been through way worse than anything social media could ever do to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. That's when all the younger generation will get into the drugs.
Yeah.
Get into what? Those Diddy parties? Let's be real, guys. Come on, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, before I actually became populated on social media, I was invited to those parties.
Really?
Yes, I was invited because I was modeling at the time. And this photographer
was it like
wanted me.
actually like a Diddy party you were invited to?
It was during the Super Bowl. You know how the Super Bowl was out here?
Yeah.
They had a couple of them out here.
Yeah,
and they
shit.
wanted me
They
to
did.
attend a party.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, hell no. Thank God I said hell
Yeah.
no, because God, I would have ended up with baby oil everywhere.
Damn.
Jeez, but I don't party.
Yeah.
So God was on my side.
I just love like the foundation that you're able to have for yourself, though. Like the know that you're able to say because you've been able to grow in such an identity outside of just being an influencer or anything. Like this is still like you said, an extra thing for you. It's not entirely who you are. So I don't know. There's something to me that's beautiful about that. And when I see like other people in the acting industry, they're like, I wish I would have been one of those actors that blew up when I was younger. And I'm like, to be honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't. I'm kind of glad I got to enjoy life before all that. I got to have, I can't say an actual teenagehood because my teenagehood would still fuck beyond belief, but like I got to be not in the spotlight. When I see people like Justin Bieber or One Direction or something like that, like yes, they did some crazy shit, but what else are you going to expect when a 13, 14, 15-year-old has the world at their fingertips, has all the money they could ever want, they could do anything they want, like they're still a fucking person. They're still a fucking kid.
Yeah.
You're gonna expect them to be this saint and stuff when everything they do is like oh he did this, he smoked weed. It's like, so you've never smoked a goddamn joint in your life. You've never dabbled in this. You never got a speeding ticket. You never. I mean, if you gave me a fucking McLaren or a Lamborghini by the time I was 16, yeah, I'd probably have a few speeding tickets too.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
that's what they're made for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the fact that you were able to find it later, like, I don't know what age you kind of started finding all of it, but it was at an age to where you had an identity already formed before all of it. So you can easily go back to not have to worry about not having that anymore. Tomorrow, if nobody knew who Stephanie Santana was, if nobody knew what Cop was, you get to live life as normal. You get to be like, cool. Anyway, I still have a family. I still have my friends. I still have my own career to chase and stuff, and I find that to be like the most beautiful thing in the world.
Me too.
And they don't realize how lonely the spotlight can be, like especially for a child. So it's like one of those things. Like, be grateful you find it in your adulthood and not your childhood. Like,
Do you worry about that with your son, especially now that he's like in your videos at all? Like, do you worry about exposing him to the world like that, or is it kind of just?
Yes and no. I don't really put his name out there.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, I don't tag him or anything because that's like one of those things where I'm trying to protect him in a way. And I don't really say, hey, this is my son. Like, guys, like, it's up for grabs. Like, they know I'm using family in my videos, but they don't know who is who in any of it.
But I'm sure like his peers and people at school know.
Yeah, the peers know. But they don't really say anything neither because they know, because his friends also come over to my house.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Has he said anything about like wanting to start his own thing, like wanting to kind of follow in your footsteps a little bit with growing like that, or does he kind of have a different interest of like he's just doing this for fun with you, but then there's a whole different path that he wants to do?
He has a whole different path of what he wants to do.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's one of the things with especially like famous actors when they have kids. It's always like okay, do you let them do what you do? Or do you keep them out of the spotlight? Like, where does that line come in? And obviously, like, he's 16. He's I think that he's old enough to know what he wants a little bit more. Like, obviously, he doesn't know everything about it, but especially with the guidance, at least, of help with you and your husband and stuff, and the protection of you guys, of being able to be like, I experienced this, so I can kind of filter through and make sure that, like, oh, he's not tagged in this, he's not growing in this, versus, like, the situations where it's the kid getting famous instead of the parents, and the parents like, I didn't grow up on social media, I don't know how any of this shit works. So I think it's an interesting situation in that dynamic, for sure.
Yeah, my little one wants to be in the spotlight.
Oh, really?
But my little one is also autistic. So it's like one of those things where I'm the protector in this situation, because I know mentally, like, his boundaries are different.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
How does your husband feel about you being famous?
I think that brings a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll be like, oh, you're going to leave me for somebody better. You're going to leave me for somebody in the entertainment industry. But if that was to happen, it wouldn't be because of they're better. It would be because of what you're neglecting. It would be like two different aspects. It would never be because, oh, this person is better than you. It's because this person is actually being there.
Yeah.
This person is present. It's a whole different thing. But he's actually been working. On that week. Yeah. After Mother's Day. After Mother's Day, there was a whole situation where I drank a little bit too much. Ended up in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Oh.
I thought I was going to be committed into the suicide unit.
Oh, shit.
After that.
So that's very recent then.
Oh, it was very recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is Stephanie now feeling with everything?
Stephanie now is adapting to her current mental state. I've been relying a lot on God lately, because if I'm being very honest, this whole year, between last year and this year, I've literally just been like, what the heck, with the stalkers, with social media, with the crap going on in my personal life, my autistic son and his crap in school, and I've just been overwhelmed, and I'm just like, I don't know how people do it. I can't do it. Like, there's just so much, and
And it never ends.
It never ends, and I'm like, ugh.
Do you feel like you're in a burnout right now?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you feel like you're in a good spot right now, or do you feel like there's growth that you want to have happen right now?
Right now, I say after New Mexico, I need a chill button.
Yeah.
That's what I think I need. I need a button to be like, Stephanie, take a breather, focus on you, shut the world out, and just relax for a minute, because sometimes we need that, and I haven't had the opportunity to do it. Like, I've literally been on the go. My mental health has been crashing, especially this summer, and I literally don't have the time to like be like, oh, I need to take this time. I can't because I'm in back of projects. I'm doing skits. I'm thinking of my kids. I'm doing all these things, and there's no moment to breathe.
Yeah.
So,
if you could go back to a much younger Stephanie, with everything that you've learned now, everything that you've experienced now, what would you want to tell that maybe 6, 7, 8-year-old Stephanie, or maybe even that Stephanie that was in that lowest point that you were in? Like, if you could go back and just talk to her.
if I was able to talk to younger Stephanie, I would literally tell her to speak up, put that motherfucker in jail, straight like that, and start burning all those damn bridges at a young age. Because if I would have done that at a young age, I feel like my life would have been very different.
What about when you were at that lowest point that you were mentioning earlier? What would you want to say to her?
Which lowest point?
You were mentioning a little bit later on when you were in your lowest point.
You were in London.
Yeah, you were
When I told my family?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the same.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about
That was
the other
It
time.
pertains to both
Okay,
Yeah.
people.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Was there anything that we didn't mention that you want to make sure kind of has some awareness built around it, or kind of just tell the people that we haven't already touched on?
What I would like to say is, for mental health, secrets are not meant to be kept. The more we bottle up, the more we crash, the more we burn, the more we listen to the outside noise, the bigger the hole will get. We have to learn to take moments to breathe, to find ourselves, and to actually speak about these things, because it actually helps, you know?
Right.
None of us are perfect. We all go through these terrible times, including people like me.
Yeah.
We're all human, and unfortunately, life isn't perfect, and God gives us these wonderful journeys to take. And what we do with them is what matters. So
I love that.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you for being so open and vulnerable. I know that some of that stuff might not have been the most comfortable to talk about, but like I said earlier, I feel like it's that vulnerability that allows people to truly connect with you, to understand you, to humanize you again, and be able, like what you talked about, I know for a fact that other people who listen relate to it, and we've already seen it to where people see stories on here and they're like, I'm so happy that someone put a voice behind that. So doing stuff like this is much more powerful than we give it credit for.
It's so important.
Being able to put that voice behind it. You're putting a voice behind something that someone else wants to put a voice behind, but for some reason can't. And so there's a lot more power behind it. So thank you for coming on here and sharing so much about you. It definitely means a lot to us.
I appreciate it too.
thanks, guys.
Awesome. All right, well, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Woo!